Okay, this is my Victorianism lecture, and bear with me, class, because this is the first time that I have ever done it this way. Okay, some things to think about are what associations do we have with the word Victorian? In other words, what kind of connotations does this word have? And usually I would say probably in our culture, a lot of the connotations are a little bit more negative than they are positive. This is a very famous picture of Queen Victoria. And a famous response, right? "We are not amused." Right, she looks a little severe. She looks a little dour. This does not look like a fun time. So stereotypes of Victorians and the Victorian era. One is that they're very community centered. It's really focused on society and not necessarily the social good, but maybe like what people will think. Confident. They were very confident. They believed in progress. They could be very earnest. They were very sincere. There's not a lot of use of irony, we'll see, in a lot of the works that we'll see. Very moral, to the extent, right, that they're a bunch of sexual prudes. Stated that the Victorians are repressed in some way. Basically, they're a bunch of squares, and that's a kind of negative stereotype of the Victorians. Now, these are stereotypes, right? Not everybody in the era conformed to this. Not everything in the era conformed to this. But these are things to think about. The reality. The reality is that the Victorian era is full of conflict and paradox. Write those two words down: conflict and paradox. The Victorian era takes the romantic concern with the individual and focuses it a little bit outward on society. The distinction between Victorianism and Romanticism is not as sharp as the distinction between Romanticism and Neoclassicism. The work of the Victorians is just as often continuous with Romanticism as it is opposed to it. Plus, it's a really long era, and there are a lot of different works produced in it. They're going to vary. This is not going to be as cut and dried as Romanticism was. So I just want you to know that